Once again, please give a warm welcome to Aditya Sharma. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you, Navin. Hi, everyone. My name is Aditya Sharma, and I am a software engineer at Taazaa. I welcome you all to the second episode of TaazaaX, and today I'll be talking a lot about how can we use AI in a much better way such that it will increase our productivity, and in the process we will also learn about MCP Server. Did it ever happen to you that on a very fine day you were just trying to use ChatGPT, Copilot AI, or any other LLM, but you got stuck somewhere and could not find a way out? So, where was the main error you were facing? Was it the fault of Copilot? What is the fault of AI? Or was it the fault of your prompt? So, in today's session, we will discuss a lot about how can we enrich our prompt and make our prompt a more effective one. So the main focus of today's session is not only for the programmers but also for the people who are non-devs. The main focus of today's session is that I want you all to be happy. So before starting the session, as this is a AI based session, so let's view some equation. So can you guess that what this equation is all about? So we have h in the left hand side, and which is equals to r divided by. Exactly. I don't want you guys to just sit idle and look at the presentation. I want you to understand and use the tactics or the methods which I'll tell in your day-to-day life. The H stands here for happiness. I want you guys to be happy. The R and E denotes reality and expectation. I can make you all happy if I am able to make the expectation zero, and you can be infinitely happy. But that cannot be the case. So I want you to lower your expectation so that you can all be happy, and let's start the presentation. So our today's agenda is why we should use Copilot AI. Is it better or is it really worth it to use Copilot AI? Apart from that, we will see how we can improve our way of prompting and use it to leverage our productivity. After that, we will hear a lot about MCP Server. For those who are not familiar with what MCP Server is, I'll try to break it down as fine as possible, such that you should also be able to use it in future and in your day-to-day work. Then I am giving a demo about how I have used and made my own MCP server, and we will discuss a lot of possibilities what we can do in upcoming future. So let's talk about the common problem. As an engineer or as a marketing specialist or as an HR, we always try to use ChatGPT, Copilot, but sometimes it happens that while we are doing our work, we get stuck in an endless loop and we don't get a way out. So in the upcoming session, we will see how we can improve our prompt and improve it to get better result. So this is the first rule of any prompt. It says that don't be a girlfriend. AI don't expect things out of you on your own. It does not understand what you mean or what you expect. You have to tell it exactly what you want. You have to provide better context. You have to be a better giver. Then you can expect a better result. So we will be discussing in detail. So this article shows us a lot about how we can get better prompts. And by the way, this article or this art of prompting is just not limited to Copilot AI. You can use this art in any LLM or in any AI of your choice. You can use it in Cursor, you can use it in Windsurf, you can use it in any other LLM. This is the golden rule that we have to be very specific. Suppose I want to make a website from scratch and I am a non-developer. I just tell AI that, hey, I want a button to be at the top of my page. Is it a valid prompt? The answer is no. You won't be getting the expected result because of this prompt. The reason behind that this prompt is not specific. Instead, what you can do is you can say that, hey, create me a blue button with white text. So as you can notice that I have been providing the details to AI with a lot of context. I also mentioned that it should be white text that says submit and changes to a darker blue when we hover over it. I have also specified the programming language that I want to use, which is HTML and CSS. So why does it work? It works because I provided it with a lot of context. Don't be afraid to mention your skill level. If you are a complete beginner, if you are from a non-technical background, don't be afraid to mention it to AI. As a non-beginner, I should say that I am new to JavaScript or some specific language, and can you create me a simple calculator which adds to number? Can you please explain each line of code that I can learn? The expectation of this prompt would be a better result where AI will explain you each and every line properly, and as a non-dev you should be able to understand what the code is doing. The third rule says that you have to specify your language and your tools that you are going to use in your project. So in this example, a better prompt would be that, hey, can you create me a contact form using HTML for structure, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for validation. And I'm learning web development basics. So it gives the idea to ChatGPT or Copilot AI that you are a complete beginner, and it will be providing you with a lot of details. You can also ask your AI for explanation. AI will explain you the code, that if you are writing a simple function and you can ask it to check for password is strong enough. Here we are we are specifying the programming language that use Python and explain what part does, so I can understand the logic. So this is the better prompt. What will give us better result? The fifth rule says be clear about the output. This is a very important rule which you should implement. You should let know AI that what is the expectation you are setting to AI. You should be very clear about the output. Suppose if you are programming something and using Copilot AI, you should be very clear that you want the output in JSON format or in any other format that you are trying to do. So if we will compare that, before what we used to do, we used to just tell AI that, hey, can you make me a simple web page? This does not work. A better prompt would be providing details that create a personal web page for a beginner, which includes a header with details and name John Doe. Apart from that, a paragraph about me, a list of hobbies and basic CSS rules, comments explaining the HTML tag, and also be beginner friendly and use HTML and CSS only. So this prompt will create better output because it contains most of the item from the 5 rules, and it will give us better result. So if we are writing a JavaScript function, so if I'll give a prompt that write a function, so it won't be working because we are not providing better context. Instead, what we should do, that I am creating a learning JavaScript function. Can you create me a simple function that takes a person age as an input, returns whether they are, explaining how if and else work. Show me how to test the function with different ages. So not only AI will write the function for you, but using this prompt, it will also write test cases for you, which will give effective results. Let's say suppose you have a broken code. So what we always try to do, we just spam fix it, and we end up on a dead end, and the AI keeps on iterating on the same level again and again, but it does not work. And what we end up doing is we go to Stack Overflow or some ask to our senior, and then we get back to our code. But a better prompt can change everything. Let's take this example, that a good prompt would look like that I am a beginner and this JavaScript code isn't working. Here's my code. So we can paste our code that is not working here. And the error message that the compiler is giving us, we can paste it here. We can write further that, can you explain what's wrong and show me the fixed version. Please explain why error happened so that I can avoid it in the next turn. So as you can see that not only you have provided it with more context, which is your code, the error you are facing, but also you are asking AI that can you explain me the code, so it will explain it for you. But if you didn't try that explaining the code, but you were expecting that the AI would have explained you, then it wouldn't have. So these are the common mistake that we try to do, and it's already written in the article. So you can read the article. I'll be just pointing out a few of them, that we should not assume that AI already knows our setup. It does not know where our code is right now. It might be on a server, it might be on our local machine or any other place. So we have to mention it with the context that where our code is. Like a better prompt would be that I am using a Chrome browser on Windows where I opened my HTML file. The button does not change color when I hover it. I can also add a few more lines to this prompt explaining the error from the compiler and paste it here. It will create a difference to my results. So these are the basic prompting skills which you can use in your day-to-day prompting styles. So let's get back to our presentation. Okay. So for those who don't know what Copilot is, it is basically AI powered by Microsoft, and we, as a non coming from a non-technical background, we often think that AI is gonna replace you, but this is not true at all. If you know how to unlock the power of AI and use it and implement it in your work, it will give you better result. You should know how to prompt better. You should know how to use agents better. You should know how to use AI better. So it will definitely leverage your productivity. So in Visual Studio Code, we have basically three types of AI modes, which is ask mode, edit mode, and agent mode. So if we have any question about our code, so we can use ask mode to know about certain topics, or ask about, hey, what this function is doing. In the edit mode, we can ask Copilot to change certain part of the file. Suppose if my function is not working, or I have to make some changes in existing code base in a single file, so I can use edit mode to do that work, and it will work according to the context that we have provided. In the agent mode, this is a game changer. This unlocks the power of AI where we can start from an empty directory and we can ask AI for creating a project from scratch. It will do it for you if you have the correct prompt. So in the process, we will be seeing a demo where I'll be demonstrating the power of AI and how we can use it in our work. MCP server. So what really it is? I know there are a lot of definitions in Google about MCP server, that it is model context protocol and it is powered by Anthropic. It's a way of communicating through it. It's a new protocol that through which AI works. Let me give you a simple definition of what MCP server is. So in the ask mode, edit mode or agent mode, when you are trying to give a prompt, the context of that given LLM or AI is just limited to the directory in which folder you have opened. Using MCP server, you can unlock its potential. You can give distributed level access to AI. Suppose if you want to change something in database, would you be able to do it using normal ask mode, edit mode or agent mode? The answer is no. It does not know where your database or where your server is. Using MCP server, we can do that. We will be able to do that. We can tell AI that, hey, can you list me the users who are the top users from our app? It will get data from your database and show you the top results of the user. So let's get started with a small demo that I have created and let's see how does it work. I have created a basic MCP server, custom made MCP server. So as you previously saw that I was using a platform called dev.to. It is something like Medium where we post articles, where we post technical articles or we talk about something we love. So it is a dev.to is an open source platform where we can post about our favorite articles or our trending topics. They had some REST APIs. So I wrote some MCP tools. So as a non-dev, don't get panic that, hey, I don't know how to write code. What should I do? So there are websites available which will give you pre-built made MCP server. You have to just configure it according to your needs and then you can directly use it. GitHub, websites like GitHub, Microsoft, Jira, Bitbucket, they have already created their MCP servers and they are ready to use. But for today's topic, I have created MCP server for my own productivity, which is dev.to MCP server. So this is mcp.json is the main entry point where we can set up, we can configure our MCP server. I had to provide API key as it was needed for me to interact with the REST APIs that dev.to is providing. Let me show how it looks. As you can see, here is a small icon where it says configure tools. After starting my MCP server, I'll simply go and click on this icon. It will pop me up different MCP tools which I have right now. So Visual Studio Code already has some built-in MCP server which are ready to use, and it will also list out the MCP servers which we have added. So these are the MCP tools which AI is gonna use for different purposes. Let me show you an example about my chat that I asked after running the MCP server. I asked AI that can you tell me the latest article from dev.to. So if you will compare right here, without MCP server, Copilot AI does not have any context about dev.to or about my articles. So it would simply tell that, hey, I don't know about this, or give us some ambiguous data. But after configure my MCP server, now it is able to have context. Now it ran the MCP tool which I made, and it got me the recent articles that I posted on dev.to. So in the process, we will be making our prompts more richer, because just listing out the articles does not help. It does not leverage our productivity. So what will? So for example, I gave another prompt after giving the first prompt that can you show me the answer or show me the data in tabular format. So AI did it for me. It made the list of articles in a tabular format in a more interactive, in a more pleasant way. It also gave me the summary that I have around total 10 articles that I have on dev.to, and the most common tags are web dev, programming, Rust, Java, etc. etc. After that, I try to concentrate my prompt. I asked Copilot to get the articles based on my username. So the articles which I have been producing, it got me and showed me in a tabular format. Now this is where things get different. Now I asked AI that based on tags, can you summarize that what are the topics that I am mostly writing on and the topics that I am missing to cover, but they are currently the hot topics, which are the trending topics. Now AI ran multiple MCP tools, and after running it about 4 to 5 minutes, it gave me results that these are the topics which I am actively writing about, and these are the core strengths. I'm mostly writing about AI and machine learning, .NET ecosystem, front-end development, developer productivity and tools, and the hot topics which I am missing, the trending topic which are gaining audiences on dev.to which are getting more likes, which are getting more reaches, but I am currently missing. So these are the topics which I am missing and I should work in upcoming future are JavaScript, TypeScript ecosystem. As I have already written the articles related to Angular, so it is recommending me to write articles on React, Node.js and real-time app with Socket.io. It also suggests me to write articles on Python development. Apart from that, it also encourages me to write articles on DevOps and infrastructure. I have written a few articles on .NET ecosystem. So it is asking me to write articles on .NET and automation background. The currently missing topics are the database technologies such as MongoDB, database design and search implementation. So, and it also suggested me the emerging opportunities which are there in the market but I'm currently missing. It says that I have already created an MCP server but I haven't written an article, so I should definitely try it out and write about it. About the real-time applications, the natural extension of your web development skills. Also write about data science and analytics as it intersects well with my AI content. It also asks me about to write about Python automation script as it has better audiences on dev.to. It also tells me about the growth areas, the DevOps tutorials, database articles, testing methodologies. I should be writing more about unit tests which are currently trending on dev.to, the integration test and different stacks. It also show me the content gap analysis and that I have very strong hold on AI, .NET, Angular developer experience. But what I am missing currently is Python, JavaScript frameworks, DevOps, database, mobile. So maybe in future you can expect articles on these topics. The next prompt is about that I ask AI to post articles on dev.to. So what I did was I went to ChatGPT and I wrote a prompt that I want you to write a prompt for me to feed in Copilot AI to my dev.to MCP server. As we have previously seen that AI was recommending me to write article on real-time apps with socket.io. So I am now asking AI to write article for me on that topic because it is trending and it will reach better audiences and it will gain me more and more. I also wrote that make sure to cover these points. I also mentioned and gave the prompt that it should include introduction, implementation, coding example, and what's next that we can do about real-time apps with Socket.io. And after that, it should also write conclusion. I asked ChatGPT to write me a prompt for another AI. So what it gave me? It gave me a detailed prompt. You can also do that if you think that you are not able to give or provide better prompt to AI. You can just ask ChatGPT that, hey, I want to do this work. Can you write me a detailed prompt for me? It will write it for you. So let's get back to the MCP server. I just copied from the results that ChatGPT gave me and I paste it here. It also gave AI the guidelines that write in a clear and engaging style for developers. Exclude the use of emoji. We all know that if there is emoji in any article, we all know that this article or this code is written by AI. So I want to exclude that. Ensure that the code example are complete and can be copy pasted to run directly with minimal setup. After inserting this prompt, the dev.to MCP server ran this MCP tool and the article got posted on dev.to. So now let's wait and think. The first article which I showed to you, was it even real? What was it even written by me? I used AI to write article for me, but let me also show you what is the result that this MCP server is producing and where I have to interfere and give it a human touch. So if we go back to the dashboard, so this is the article that MCP server wrote it for me. Now let's open it and see how it looks. So this is the article, and I also mentioned in the prompt that this article should not be live. It should be in the draft such that I should be able to tweak it a bit and insert some good GIFs and emojis if I want to tweak it better. As you can see, AI did almost a good job, but it wrote something like history which we don't really like. In the introduction part, it wrote me a long paragraph. I know no one will like this. So this is where I have to step in and I have to tweak a bit and make this article more readable. In the implementation part, it wrote me long paragraph. So I have to adjust it according to my needs. It wrote me the code. It wrote me even example. I know no one's gonna read that long code. So I have to adjust it according to my needs or according to my users. Let's see further. It says that how we can set up client. It even wrote me CSS, HTML file, It also wrote me coding example. It also tells the user how we can create basic server and client connection, and how we can emit and listen events through socket.io. How we can also do broadcast our messages using socket.io. How we can handle disconnections, and what's next. It also suggests us how we can scale with Redis adapter, security considerations, and like I wrote in the prompt that also write conclusion, it also wrote conclusion for me, and this is the end of the article. So as you can see that now I no longer have to traverse in the internet, search in the Google every time that currently what the hot topics or what the current trend of the market is. I simply need to ask my AI and it will search through the internet and get the work done for me. It saved me a lot of time. It saved me the time to type these articles, and it increased my productivity. So the real question is, what next? Posting articles on any platform does not really leverage our productivity or boost our work or lower our burden. So let me give you an example on what we can do next. I know in Taazaa we have lot of products like in our go-to-be where PMs, BA always try to do competitive analysis about the product which are currently doing better and which have more features, which have a greater audience. So we can build an MCP server. How we are going to do that? We might have heard about the website called Product Hunt. Maybe if it is exposing some public API, we can write MCP tools on that. That tools will know about the feature that our product has. Then it can go to Product Hunt and get the similar product which are currently trending in the market or which are a competitor of the current product. It can also get me the list of what we can do better. It can summarize what other products are doing and we can do it even better. There is a website called mcp.so. For the non-devs, they can simply go to that website and just search what kind of MCP you want. You can simply install it and use it right away. So if you are thinking that in order to run MCP server, you need to install Visual Studio Code, and I don't know how to do that. this should not be your excuse. You can use MCP server on cloud desktop or on any other platform which support MCP protocol. The AI is evolving every day and we have endless possibilities. Recently, Copilot AI introduced a new feature on GitHub in which we can assign our issues directly to Copilot AI. I have tried that feature. So in my project, we didn't have that much of code coverage or test cases. So I used AI to create a good GitHub issue for me, and I simply mentioned the tech stack that my current project is using. So ChatGPT gave me a prompt and I simply just copy pasted it in the GitHub issue and assigned that issue to Copilot. Within 45 minutes to 1 hour, it iteratively went through my project content and got me the test cases and raised PR for me. I reviewed the code and checked that some test cases were failing and I corrected it. So in this way, you can also use AI which fits best in as per your use case. So in the end, I would only like to say that if you have the correct prompt, if you provide better context to AI, if you have the correct art of prompting, then you will definitely leverage your productivity and get better results. So that was all from my side for today, and if you have any questions related that, hey, I'm non-dev, I don't know how to install MCP server, or I am facing some issues in installing, you can definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn, on GitHub, or anywhere in Taazaa. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Have a good evening and good Friday. Thank you.